Time for Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. We are KZZO Sacramento, an Infinity Broadcasting Station, 100.5 The Zone.
Hey everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Forget about that phone number. It's the best of Loveline. I can't tell you this, Dr. Drew, even though he's probably on vacation right now, having his nuts kicked around like a soccer ball by his domineering wife, he's still a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. So, now, without any further ado, let's hear the best of Loveline. Loveline, I'm Adam, that's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. All right, let's get back to phones, Drew, because there's magic on the lines. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's talk to Sebastian. Sebastian?
Yeah, that's me.
You're 26?
I am.
So what kind of massive accident did you have?
Back in the beginning of August, I had a terrible car accident. My car split in half. Everything after my shifter was completely gone, basically. I got T-boned.
Everything in front of you?
Everything in front of me after my shifter was gone. Like, I saw the car coming, I pulled my legs and arms in, and everything was completely gone. When my car stopped spinning, my feet were touching the ground. I mean, that's how bad it was.
Wow. So the car broke in half.
The car literally ripped in half.
So it must have split the engine and transmission right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I just got a new tranny the month before, too. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the fact that you call transmission tranny. That's good.
Where were
what
you?
You're talking about.
Where were you?
I was on a road on the way to the PCH. It was the middle of the day.
What kind of car were you driving?
An Acura CL.
Wow.
It was a nice car.
Oh, but wait a minute. That's front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Oh.
No accident.
Well, then forget about the engine and tranny splitting right there where your shift is because you had nothing but linkage there.
Were you on Crown Valley Parkway or something?
Yeah, I was exactly on Crown Valley Parkway.
Drew knows Crown Valley Parkway.
Yeah,
I'm still screwed up with the transverse-mounted engine with the tranny. You know,
I'm just thinking, what's a street they'd be going fast on towards the PCH?
That's the fastest
so
one.
So the car physically came in two, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd call you a liar, but I have seen this happen on more than one occasion where the car literally rips in half.
I have the pictures. I can show them to you.
How wild did he knew to bring his arms and legs in, though?
He saw the car coming, and
it was just instinct. I just saw the car. It was the middle of the day. I was on my way to the beach.
Well, what was the deal with the guy? Drunk or?
No. It was. If anything, it's going to be. I mean, I don't want to say anything now, but it's going to be my fault. I think. I mean, my car just didn't. It just lost control. I went over the center median. My car went sideways. And I got T-boned. They just got hit head on.
Why'd you hit over?
Oh, well, hold on a second. If say he's just driving down the highway and some guy T-boned him, it means he went into oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
It's an unfair T-bone label for the poor son of a bitch who was driving in his lane, heading his direction.
Oh, my God.
And had to do the T-boning. He has to wear the scarlet T on his chest now, but he did. You got boned, but you didn't get the T. He got All right, so you were hot dogging. Is that what was going on, son? Just showing off, son? Exhibition of speed, son?
I'm sorry?
I'm going to measure the skid marks. You had to be going at least 170.
No, not even close.
All right, so you went in. Well, what happened to the guy? What kind of car was he driving?
They were driving a Toyota Camry.
Ooh, what happened to them?
They were in the hospital for a couple weeks, and then they got released. They have some bodily damage themselves.
Well, they had it coming for T-boning you that way.
I guess so, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, it serves them right for driving in their lane.
Yeah, but anyway... Well,
so you pulled your legs and arms in, and the car got cut in half, and then what happened to you?
My friends were driving behind me.
Ooh.
And, everybody pulls over... We wait for the paramedics and so forth. Obviously, I can't do anything. And I get rushed to the hospital. I go to the trauma ward at Mission. And so I'm there for a month, basically.
What was the injury?
I had a shattered right femur. My left fibula broke right above the ankle. And my collarbone, they found out there was a hairline fracture later. But while I was in the hospital... my legs started swelling up.
Uh-oh. You got a compartment syndrome.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they have to open it up to let the pressure out, right?
Yeah.
That femur, that's the biggest bone in your body.
That's the biggest one. I had what they call a dynamic screw put in there.
Yeah, you got a compartment.
I rented dynamic screw as well as fasciotomy last weekend.
That was fasciotomy.
Fasciotomy and dynamic screws. Part of the trauma package they're offering over there at Black Belt Video. It's an underground place.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's where they cut you open, in the thigh or in the calf?
On the calf.
Yeah, so usually it's in the calf, not the thigh.
And it was on each side that I had one done.
Oh, ooh.
And so
was that from being in bed immobilized so long, or what?
Well, I was in bed for 3 days before they finally said,
Wow.
So you'd had a crush injury to both calves, and they didn't know about it, basically, right?
I guess. When I say both sides, I mean both sides of my left leg.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Well, so how are you feeling now?
I walk with a cane now. I don't have complete control of my left ankle still.
Mm-hmm.
I can push down, but I can't pull the ankle up, and that might have something to do with
the compartment
where the incision was. I'm not sure yet.
No. That's from all the pressure that built up in there. It crushes the nerve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did?
I walk with a cane now. I was actually in a wheelchair from the day I got home from the hospital until literally the beginning of December.
Wow. Listen, I'll tell you. Are you worried about chicks, or what's the deal?
No. Well, here's the deal. I've got a girlfriend that I've been with for a year now, and we've spent the later half of our relationship with her taking care of me, with her, being a very committed person.
Sure.
And she's been a really good girlfriend about it. She's been there by my side. Even, I don't want to say I've been vain, but I want to, I'm a confident person. I've always
I can tell you're a confident man because you veered into oncoming traffic and said you some guy T-boned you.
Yeah,
that's someone who sort of errs in their favor.
Yeah.
How did you get into oncoming traffic?
Crown Valley Parkway goes from 3 lanes to 2 lanes. I was in the very right lane, and the right lane becomes a right turn lane.
Uh-huh.
So I had to get over into the middle lane. There was a slower car that was kind of like right in front of me.
All right, so you weren't drunk or speeding or anything?
No, nothing like that.
All right. So to get to the bottom of that.
We were married at the end of the Crown Valley Parkway. That Ritz-Carlton. No.
Oh, that's where you got married?
Yeah. I know exactly the spot he's talking about, too.
Wow. Dead man's bottleneck?
Sebastian's Curve.
Yeah. All right, so we talked to him for too long about his injuries, but what was his question?
Is he going to be okay with women, I think is what he was asking.
I'll tell you, women do not hold a scar or a cane or an eye patch against you.
In fact, little
they like that kind of stuff.
Little gimpiness, that could go in his favor.
You get a guy with a cane, a nice-looking cane, not one of those crappy ones with the 4 legs on it and the rubber balls on the end of it.
That's a stroke cane.
That's a crazy cane.
That's a stroke cane.
Hey, if it stands up by itself, it's not a cane.
Right.
That now it becomes a walker.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I define these things. Walker stands by itself. Cane falls over.
You're right.
Cane you can spin around and lead a band with.
You can dance with a cane.
Yeah, you can't do that with one of those 4-prong ones.
Mm-mm.
I don't see, my whole thing is if I had a cane, I would have many canes. I'd have custom canes. That'd be cool. I'd have the one with the sword in it.
Yeah.
The umbrella cane.
Another one you could pull out a flask out and drink out of.
Swiss Army cane. I'd be using this cane to my advantage. Yeah, I could figure out that I could get 22 ounces of my favorite liquor into any ballpark or amusement park.
You have one that would disconnect and become numchucks?
Yeah.
They'd unscrew a little
Dragon Gimp. Yeah. That'd be crazy with the canes. And I'd put an eye patch on.
Let's have canes. Forget it, whether you need it or not. Come on.
I mean, here's the thing about a cane. Here's the thing about any of that stuff, because I thought about this stuff for a while.
You're going to need one
patch,
someday.
Top hat,
That's
whatever.
Get used to it.
I know, but people give you crap. People give you crap for about a year, and then they leave you alone, and then you're the guy with the cane. And people leave you alone. Then everyone else, the new people you meet, leave you alone because you're just a cane guy. If you got a cane, are you supposed to hold it in the hand of the good leg or the bad leg? There's always a little confusion with that. Do you know what I'm saying? I always think cane, if your left leg is bad, then you put it in your left hand. But then sometimes people say, if you got a bad left leg, you put it in your right and you lean that way. Is that how you do it?
That's what you're supposed to do. A lot of people do it differently, though.
You should give some lessons on how to handle a cane. But I like the nunchucks. I like the flask cane. I like the sword cane. I like the one that fires knockout gas.
Don't you need one with like a head carved in it that maybe kind of talks, novelty cane?
Yeah, I like the skull cane.
Yeah.
Then the parrot head cane.
Parrot.
Not bad.
Like the sort of Mary Poppins.
Go with the eye patch, umbrella cane.
Yeah.
Slim Jim cane, get into my car after I lock the keys in there. Yeah. Jocelyn?
Yes.
You're 21?
Yes, I am.
What's up?
I actually have a question for Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm.
I was diagnosed with depression and ADHD when I was 18, and so I've been going to counseling, yay me. And they started me off with Wellbutrin, and, you know, that went well for a while. And then they switched me over to something else because it just, you know, it stopped working after a while. It's like my body came up with an immunity to it.
Okay.
So then they put me on Zoloft, and then that didn't work because my body, you know, I shook to it, you know,
okay, all right.
made me ill. Then they switched me to Effexor, which took me 3 weeks to get off. It was like one of the worst withdrawals I think I've ever had.
Effexor and Paxil do have withdrawals. They're not addicting, but when you stop them, they have to be stopped very slowly because there can be a miserable, like a dizziness feeling that's horrible from both of them.
Well, they also gave me Paxil, which didn't work. And in order to get me off the Effexor, they gave me Prozac. And then they gave me the one that I'm on right now, or actually, I forgot one more. They gave me Dexedrine, which just made me gain weight. And then they put me on Adderall.
I thought the Dex is something always made you lose weight.
It should. Usually it does.
For some reason, it just made me happy.
You eat
and
faster?
when I'm happy, I eat. And so it's just kind of...
Interesting. Okay.
something like that. And so now I'm on Adderall XR. And I noticed that over the past 3 years, I've become dumber, I guess I could say. My intelligence level has gone downhill significantly.
Now, is it intelligence or is it memory and problems expressing yourself?
Part of it is memory, but it's also if someone's, telling me something, I can't understand what they're telling me.
All right, well, let me give you a quiz. Remember, I was just talking about canes. I gave you a few examples of different canes I was going to have. What were 3 of those examples?
Well, I know one of them is you were giving a sword cane. That one was a little sword.
Right, that's one.
One with a flask.
Yeah, good.
That's true.
And the other one that you just can't dance with was the four-legged cane.
That's what he's not going to have. Give one of the ones he's going to have.
Oh. Yeah. You know what? I have no clue. I just can't remember that much.
2 of 3 is not bad.
You just named 2 of them, though. It's not like
but
I named one of them last week and the other 2 this week.
Well, the only reason why I remembered them is because I thought that I actually imagined one with a little sword and one with a flask.
But now you got to imagine the other couple.
He wouldn't have a little sword, by the way.
It'd be big sword.
No.
All right, think about the other one.
I have no clue. I can't remember the other ones that you even...
Well, here's what's happening. She's not engaging. She's not concentrating. She's got ADD, so it's hard for her to...
Yeah, sorry about that.
You see that? She's like, no, I can't. Not, let me think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't say to yourself, let me think. I mean, I mentioned 4 or 5 items, and I mentioned them all in the same 30-second period, and you got 2 of them. Most people would say, oh, man. Like, if Drew said... I'm going to name, let's say, orange, banana, grape, apple, and carrot, and you got apple and carrot. Most people go, "Oh, what were those other 2?" You don't do that. You just say, "I can't think of it." Like I said it a different day or something. You could probably think of it.
What, banana and orange, apple and carrot?
That's the point. You
maybe
have
she's just getting dumber. She might have gotten dumber in this phone call.
No.
You're smart about 2 minutes ago.
All right. In any event,
I'm thinking though with the flask cane that the stroke cane with the 4 legs on it would hold, just rough calculation, extra like 18 ounces of booze.
So now you're going for the stroke cane.
I will go with the stroke cane when I'm going to ball games and things of that nature.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
But Jocelyn, many of the antidepressants can affect memory and can affect language. So Wellbutrin, for instance, classically can cause some memory problems. Adderall, I don't have a lot of experience with that medicine. It wouldn't surprise me if it could affect things like, again, certain speech expressions, whatnot. And you have your ADD there that's operating. It makes it difficult for you to concentrate and to sort of focus your mind. And some of it may be the ADD being adversely affected or maybe not being treated enough. It's a little more complicated than the antidepressants are making me dumber. Certainly, you should talk to whoever's prescribing these medication. They should be very careful about what they prescribe and how it could affect you. And you should feel free to tell them when you're having adverse symptoms. This is true for anyone on antidepressants. There's been some studies out that show that people, don't go for...
Boring.
They can get 2 seconds. Don't go for complete remission, and they don't tell doctors about side effects that they find unpleasant. You should expect complete remission and tolerability. So just go back until you get that.
Let me say this about the stroke cane. You show up with a regular cane, especially if you're a young man. You show the regular cane, people got questions. You show up with that stroke cane, it's like,
yes,
right this way. I get right out of your way.
Yeah.
There you go. I could show up looking fit as a fiddle, wearing a pair of running shorts and a tank top and Reeboks. But I got that stroke cane, I'm going right in. No one wants to know anything.
No, it's too weird.
Regular cane, it's like, what are you trying to be? Who are you? Who are you, the devil?
Dappy.
Get to the back of the line. Hot shot.
Dapper Dan.
Yeah, but I show up with that stroke cane. That's respect. People scared to ask. They don't want to know.
Right.
You could waltz in with that stroke cane, swing it over your head. People leave you alone. They wouldn't ask you any questions. Drew, give me one of those stroke canes. Let's keep it in the trunk because I need to get in somewhere. Emily?
Yes.
You're 19?
Yeah.
What's up?
I've been with my boyfriend for about 2.5 years, and we still haven't had sex. And, well, I'm a virgin. And, I want to have sex with him, but every time that, like, we try to, like, I tense up a lot and it hurts. It even hurts, like, when I get fingered. So I was wondering how I could, like, get past that, maybe.
Have you ever had a pelvic exam?
Yeah.
How does that go?
Everything was normal.
And you have no pain when they do that?
I'm just really nervous, and I just tense up again.
But they're able to put the speculum in and to look around?
I had it once, and they had a really, really small one.
Small speculum?
Pediatric speculum.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And you ever get molested?
No.
No?
No. Well, I took a psychology class last semester, and they said, like, you know, if your parents tell you when you're little that sex is bad, basically, then it's kind of like instilled in your brain, and they kind of did that, so...
No.
Okay.
You got religious parents?
No.
I mean, not unless they abuse you with that information, like they constantly...
No, they
teach you-
didn't, like, constantly say it or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just small down there.
Yeah. Like, but is there any way to, like, loosen up?
Well, are you a nervous person?
Yeah.
You sound anxious.
How anxious?
You sound anxious.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
What are you doing now, in college?
Yeah, I'm in college.
Nah, I'm not getting junior. Junior?
No, I'm...
Cal State.
What?
Junior? What college you go to?
I'm in a community college.
No!
Oh.
Yeah, but honey, I can hear it in your voice. You don't really belong there.
Oh.
You're not going to be there for like 7 years.
No.
You're moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of credits.
You got a lot of credits. You're doing well.
Yeah.
You're like a soothsayer, like a psychic.
Yes, you will transfer to 4-year university, yes?
Yes.
Yes, you know somebody with a vowel in their name, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a room in your house which is blue.
There's a room, there's a place you go. There's a part of you that you show the world, and then there's a part of you that's different, that's inside.
That's just you, just you.
You keep to yourself, yes?
Oh, my God.
Yes, that's you, yes?
Yes.
Yes, a part you show the world, part you keep to yourself.
Yes.
You're scared that if you show this part to the world that they will judge you, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And yet, you're a woman of great passion, yes? Yes. You have dreams, yes? Mm-hmm. Yes, you have dreams. Very vivid dreams. Vivid dreams. Dreams of grandeur. All different dreams, though, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, at night when you're asleep?
Yeah.
Yes. And what you're doing now is not what you're going to be doing in 10 years, yes?
Right.
Yes. You're creative, yes? Creative person?
Oh, very,
Yeah.
very.
Yes, you have a lot of love to share, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. You're in a relationship now with a man. He's a decent man. But yet you feel it could be more. Could be more. Yes?
Aren't you seeing people around her?
Yes, I see people. I see people. I see people around you.
Dead people. People coming from
The
the
dead
other side.
people, yes?
Oh, dear.
Somebody named Sam.
You've heard of someone... Would you shut up, Drew? S. Something with an S. Yes? An S? S at the end of the name, beginning of the name, name of a car, name of the street you live on. You know somebody with an S. There's an S. Yes? Yes? S. Think S. Think S.
No.
S? Nobody? No Sam?
Oh, yes, there is.
Yes? Yes?
Oh, you guys
Teacher?
are psychic.
Friend? Somebody? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. You like sweets, but you know you shouldn't eat them. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You beat yourself up a little bit when you eat those sweets. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yes, I know. I know. And you're a creative person, though, yes?
Uh-huh.
But right now what you're doing doesn't fully tap your creativity, yes?
Yeah.
Right. But you want to get into something that uses more of that creativity, yes?
Point made.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so I know.
Yeah.
Stupid Drew with a Sam.
There was a Sam.
There was no Sam. She just said that to shut you up.
Isn't there a Sam? Is there a Sam, Emily?
No.
Oh, okay.
My mom's name is Susie.
S.
Oh, okay. There you go.
No, but stupid Drew with the Sam. I said S.
Yeah.
S,
so-
somewhere in your life, yes?
Yes, good, Adam.
Yeah, your goddamn mom's name. That's the S.
Well,
Crazy
also,
callers.
I don't know if this would have anything to do with it, but like my mom died when I was little.
No. Susie?
Yeah.
I saw her.
Oh.
It's one of the people Drew was saying was around you.
Yeah, she was.
With the S.
She was telling me things.
Oh.
She told me to tell you to... Oh, what? Wait, hold on a second, Drew. It's getting weird now. Now, Drew said there's the dead people around, and then stupid Drew said Sam, but I said S, something with an S, anything with an S, street with an S, car with an S, something with an S, beginning, middle, end with an S. She didn't come up there, did Mom? Right?
Well, Emily.
Right.
Emily, how old were you when your mom died?
I was 9.
All right.
That's bad.
Yeah, that has a tremendous impact on you, no doubt.
Would that have anything to do with, like...
It can have certainly a lot to do with your anxiety levels, and your anxiety levels can certainly set you up for what's called vaginismus, which is a spasm of those muscles down there. It can make it real painful when your boyfriend tries to penetrate.
Right.
So
I'm really comfortable around him.
I know, but this is sort of almost a spinal reflex. This is something that you can sort of untrain. You ought to talk to your gynecologist about things that could be done. There's a lot of different theories about it. For the time being, if you really are comfortable, want to have sex, lubricants, slow and easy, relax. What do you advocate, Adam? Warm baths and light candles. And
Booze.
Yeah, it's 19.
Booze.
And so...
In Europe, they're drinking. Come on.
All right. So it's not anything defective about you, and it certainly makes sense with the trauma history there with your mom dying.
All right. Take care. We'll be back. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew.
Did you take all those almonds to the office? We got them here tonight. We got them here?
Buried them here somewhere.
All right. Lauren.
No, you taking those out, Drew?
The almonds.
I'm going to average 750 smoked almonds a night until those 2 cases are depleted, Drew.
I got to mention Meza Inc. Meza Inc.
M-E-Z-Z-A? Yeah, they sent us all these almonds. But Drew, they sent us it says $22 worth of almonds. You don't have to give a plug every single night.
Well, but it was such... listen, it's not the amount. It's the... How can I say this? The joy this gift has brought us.
I agree. I agree too. But it sets a dangerous precedent when people send us $11 worth of crap and we give them a plug every night.
Plus, it's brought me no joy. Next time, send yogurt or something that's loud and horrible in my ears.
Yeah.
Oh.
Plus, we shouldn't tell people we eat stuff that they send to us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Drew's going to get into that. Oh, no, the Sultan over here needs a little coffee refill too. While his lady in waiting is over here bringing him his smoked nuts. All right, you ready to roll here, Drew?
Yep.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
Pfeiffer's ready to.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay. Every single time that I make out with my boyfriend, he'll push me off, or he won't even touch me unless he has a boner. I just want to know, is this normal?
I didn't get that. What happens?
He won't touch her unless he has a boner.
Yeah, he won't even touch me.
Or maybe it's just that whenever you know what I mean? Maybe he always has a boner kind of thing.
Well, he doesn't want to make out.
No, he won't even kiss me or anything.
How old is he?
17.
How often you guys have sex?
I've never had sex with him.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't
understand either. Every time, he won't kiss me at all. or he won't make out with me or anything unless he has a boner. That's not.
But if he starts making out with you, he's going to have a boner. So how can you tell which came first?
I don't know. This is what.
How come every 16-year-old chick calls the show sounds like she's wearing a retainer and just bit into something sour, you know? Key. You know that sound, Drew? Hey, key. I don't know. That's why I'm... You know, it's like, stop and really dissect that question. Every time he kisses me, he has a boner.
Therefore, he wouldn't come at me unless he had one?
Yeah. He's got corneas, too, every time he kisses you. He's got a lot of things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
What are you? Are you good looking or something?
Not really.
Okay, good. I like that answer. So, we're trying to figure out whether he gets a boner when he's kissing you.
Right.
I don't know.
You don't know. I know you don't know, but that's a... If he gets a boner when he's making out with you, then he doesn't only come at you when he gets a boner. He gets a boner after he's made out with you.
Which is normal.
Or like if he loses it, then he'll just want to stop.
You're not doing anything with the guy but making out.
I know, that's my whole thing. I don't understand.
Do you talk to him about this?
No, I haven't yet, and should I?
I think you're misinterpreting what's going on here. I think there's something normal happening to him, and for some reason you're reading into it.
Why are you spinning this?
I don't know. I just wanted.
What's wrong with you? He's got. I mean, he seems like a decent guy. He's not forcing sex on you.
He's into making out with you, right?
Yeah.
And when he does, he gets a boner, which is normal. I mean, it's almost impossible for a guy not to.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal?
Well, he'll...
You sound like her now. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Oh, my God.
Yeah? Do you want him to stop?
No, he'll stop, right, like, in the middle.
Like, how long before he stops? How long before he stops?
Like, I don't know, like 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe all I can tolerate.
It's a fair amount of tongue action there.
No,
it's about my yearly quota there now. True, what do you got, 8 minutes? Good. Hey, Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Are you, where's your dad?
I don't know.
Are you a little angry at the guys, or you don't trust them or something?
I just wanted to know.
Do you have any guy friends?
Yeah, I have a lot of guy friends.
Do you ask them?
No, I don't want to embarrass them.
You're not asking a question that a guy can answer.
And it's not a question we can answer either. Right. It's a non-question.
You want to know, but what you want to know, what? What do you want to know? Why do guys have boners when they have sex?
Why aren't you having sex with the guy?
Because I just don't want to.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. That's excellent.
Where's your dad?
I honestly don't know. He left when I was 2.
Okay, so you got weird trust issues here with guys.
Okay.
Because, listen, Pfeiffer, this guy's not doing anything. He's making out with you for 10 minutes, which is a fairly long make-out session. He's getting an erection, and then he's not forcing himself on you.
Yeah, and then
just like every other teenage guy.
Goes as far as he can, then he kind of gets less excited.
He's runs
out of steam.
He's a model citizen by Loveline standards. And you're trying to create some case against him, and you don't have anything to go off of. So just stop building a case against him and his boner.
Okay.
All right, you're angry at your dad. You don't trust your dad. You were hurt by your dad. That's your dad. This guy's not your dad. Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
She's like, all right.
Yeah, okay. Thank you,
that.
Mr. Carolla. Yes.
Yeah. A little more of that would be nice.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
You're 17?
Yeah.
What's up?
All right, well, this girl I know, she has herpes, and she wants to have sex, and I'm not sure, like, what the risks are and if I should or if I shouldn't.
You know, there's a question I don't usually ask that I should, which is how long has she had it for?
What was that?
How long has she had it for?
I think maybe like a month or 2 months.
She's recently contracted it.
Yeah.
Right. Earlier on in the infection, people tend to be more contagious.
Okay.
They tend to have more frequent outbreaks, more robust outbreaks, create more virus. Is she on medication for it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that'll suppress some of that viral production. And then you can wear a condom. That can make it even safer.
Genital herpes?
I don't know. She just told me it was herpes.
I imagine that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
That's people mean when they're talking about that.
How old is she?
She's 18.
All right.
And if she has no symptoms and she's on antiviral medication, and you wear a condom, it's a reasonably safe thing to do, but it's impossible to be completely safe with herpes. You can always contract it somewhere.
Drew, What about what I do before I'm with the hooker? I hit my dork with Raid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Raid.
Spray it down with Raid, nutsack,
Yeah.
pubes, a-hole, whole area in there. Sometimes I'll let a fogger go off my underpants.
Flogger in the ass? No,
Underpants.
I don't think it'll do too much. No.
You
It's
don't
good
think I
times,
would do it, huh?
though. It's good times, though, yeah?
No. All right. Let's talk to Jake, who's 16. Jake,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah, I had a question for Dr. Drew, and my question was if you hold back your ejaculation to make your orgasm last longer in the same way you could hold back a pee stream, would that be bad for you? Like in your
Well, first of all, it will not make your orgasm last longer. Okay?
Well,
The orgasm
how
lasts
can you
what it
hold
lasts.
it back the same way you hold back a pee stream?
Well, you could. Some people can contract a muscle in there that will kind of hold it back temporarily, but it will come
Yeah,
out.
then it just leaks out
It leaks
later.
out, exactly. Basically, that's right.
Like something you left in the car.
And it's not as though you're going to explode or have a serious medical problem. It's not the healthiest thing you can do for your outflow.
You're
tract there.
16. Where are you going? Who are you satisfying?
oh,
He just wants a longer orgasm.
He wants to beat off longer, right?
So maybe wait longer in between beating off, and you'll have a longer orgasm, more intense.
Or do what I do, beat off more often.
yeah, because I read this in a Maxim
You're right.
magazine.
Yeah, Maxim magazine. Right.
Yeah, and it just said it makes it last longer.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't.
All right.
But you want to tell us where you read that again?
Maxim?
Maxim. All right. You have a girlfriend, Jake?
No.
No.
Work on that. That'll make you happier.
Shocking. All right. And listen, you people out there who read things, I used to think that, okay, if you saw something on TV or maybe in a tabloid, you couldn't believe it. But if you read it in a magazine or a newsprint, oh, yeah, it was true. Wait till they start writing articles about you. And not just lies. I just mean factually screwed up, wrong.
Yeah.
3/4 of the stuff. Just flat out wrong. Like if you were there, you knew what was going on. You just
You mean
just wrong.
people interview you, you tell them some things, and they twist the facts, or they do some research on you and screw that all up.
Not only that, just flat out screw ups all the time. Like in the newspaper, the other day they were doing a thing on great April Fool's pranks over the years, and they cited K-Rock, the mother station out here, Kevin and Bean, the morning show, for doing some good pranks over the years that Jimmy used to be involved with, and now Ralph and all that kind of stuff. And they had this one that they cited where one of the guys from the morning show got in a fight with the lead singer from Radiohead, and that was the big thing. And they said that Bean got in the fight with what's-his-nose from Radiohead, and Jimmy and I were reading the article the other day, and we both looked at each other and said, Kevin got in a fight with him.
Oh, yeah.
Bean didn't get in a fight with him. Now, I wasn't through an interview. It's just they're wrong.
Right.
They screwed up. It's not. If you're reading it, it's not that big a deal. But if you know the guys, it doesn't make sense.
But it's all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, that's just one little tiny itsy-bitsy example.
No, if someone wrote an article about you in the newspaper and you read it, they would have a couple of dates screwed up.
They'd have your name spelled wrong, the way you went to school would be wrong, who they interviewed, the teacher, whatever,
When
wrong
they
name,
ask you, like, how
what they
you met
taught
this or how you got into that would be screwed up. So
Yeah.
everything you read, look at it as, the 3/4 factual. Unless it's the Bible.
And then if it's editorial, if it's somebody's opinion, yeah.
Well, then you can decide to agree with it or not. Desiree,
Yeah.
you're 18?
Yeah.
Mom was laid off again.
Yeah.
Thinks she's suicidal. She's depressed. She cries a lot.
Cries a lot, sleeps a lot.
Has she expressed suicidal thoughts?
Not to me or my sister, but I'm pretty sure she's thinking about them.
Well, how did you get that impression without her telling you?
Well, I have depression myself, and so I know like what it's like to be there, and just like the way that she's acting and stuff. She's like never happy, always crying.
Yeah, we get that she's depressed, but suicidal
All right,
thoughts.
Drew, get off that part. I mean, she's not suicidal.
Yeah.
But Liz, how old is she?
Like 45.
Because here's the thing. Drew, stop me if I'm wrong here, but 45-year-old women don't usually squeeze a trigger.
No, that's true.
They're just depressed.
They take pills once in a while, but that's...
Yeah.
When they have kids to take care of, they usually pay attention to that. They don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but Desiree?
Yeah.
So your mom's depressed, and you're depressed, and that's sad, because my mom was depressed, too, and it was a bummer.
What kind of work did she do?
She did permitting for, like, oil companies and, like, land use permitting.
Where's your dad?
Oregon.
And you're in Alaska?
Yeah.
Was she running away from him?
No, like when I was 4, he was an abusive alcoholic.
Well, then she wouldn't run away from him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd she go to Alaska?
Because this is where all our family is.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Your mom is depressed. You can try to get her to some help or suggest some help, but you cannot be responsible for her.
And she should get help. She doesn't have to suffer like this.
But you don't have to suffer like this either, though. I mean, you're 18.
Right.
You planning on going to college or getting a job at a seal blubber rendering plant or something? I don't know what the big work is up there.
I work at a daycare center.
Daycare for seals?
No, care for...
I don't understand. I don't understand. Let's move on. So you work daycare. You have a good job? You like it?
Yeah.
You like the kids?
I love the kids.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so listen, if you got a job where you love the people you work with, or work for, or work on, that's pretty good.
See, Adam has trouble empathizing if someone is not describing an experience that he's had. And when he was depressed, he hated his work. And that's what made it especially painful for him.
Listen, Jackhole, I'm saying to you, Drew, that at 18 to 30, let's call it 18 to 25, 26, most young people have crappy jobs. They just do. They work in the mailroom. They work long hours. They work as like assistants or receptionists or laborers or whatever, and their jobs suck.
Yep.
And if you got a job at 18 that you can go to that you really dig, you're kind of ahead of the game there.
Yep.
So, Desiree.
Yeah.
And why don't you look at moving out of the house and getting your crap together?
I am out of the house. I live down the road from her.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is that she's on medication. She's on antidepressants.
What's she taking?
Effexor.
All right. You know how much she's taking?
I think she's taking 150.
All right. That's a sort of an average / smaller dose. And you call her doctor and let him know that she's still, or she know that she's not doing well. See if they change that.
She doctor. Come on, Drew. Get serious. All right, I think when we come back, I'm going to read more from my Social Security statement.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah, that's my total earnings for the year since I started working up until present. And I don't know where we left off, Drew. Was it 1988 with the big fat zero?
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the Andy Kaufman film when he gets up and reads, what was it, a Faulkner novel or something?
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. All right.
Blah. I want to hear your numbers.
Oh, my numbers. Yeah. I was thinking, maybe we'll do that in the 11 o'clock
hour.
All
right, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, so fast?
We only got a few minutes here to take calls.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's go. Jill?
Yeah.
What's the matter, baby doll?
You guys are going to think I'm stupid.
Yeah.
My problem is that this kid that I know, he uses needles, and I've shared with him before.
Shared needles?
Yeah.
And what drug are you guys using?
Heroin.
All right. That's not stupid. That's a serious disease.
And I gave him...
It's showing you how serious it is by how reckless your behavior has become. The drive to use the drug has taken over your even desire to survive. It's just superseded that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use it on a regular basis.
Well, it's addiction. You don't have to use it regularly. Addiction is defined by consequences.
Hold on. Any chick who's using the rig is addicted. Please.
And using regularly is not what defines addiction. Addiction is defined by consequences.
Women don't take needles unless they're into it.
Yeah.
And I've been going to NA and stuff.
Good.
But,
all right.
I mean, a while ago, he shared with this one lady, and she has hepatitis B or something, but he cleaned the needle with bleach.
Then but that's not the needle isn't the problem. It's we draw up when you're finding the vein that pulls blood into the drug.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the virus.
Not off the needle? Why not?
Because you're pulling stuff
Yeah, but
up
you
in a
would
syringe.
get it off the needle.
Yeah, the needle.
They clean it off.
Yes, the needle also, right.
Yeah, so it's better than nothing. Jill?
Yeah.
Why, you think you have it?
I'm not sure.
Well, you got to get checked, right?
Was it B or C that she has, or both?
I'm not sure.
It's probably C. I mean, that's the IV drug users' hepatitis these days.
Oh, okay.
You can get vaccinated against B, and B usually you get sick when you get, so you haven't been sick lately, right?
No.
Yeah, C you just get, and the problem with C is that it causes cancer and things. And
well, when did you find out about this?
I don't know, not too long ago.
All right. Well, what's the matter? Beside this?
Well, it's a heroin addict.
Well, all right.
Yeah, beside that. Huh?
Well, I mean,
you're heroin addict 16, it also means you're a trauma survivor. So she had something awful happen to her growing up also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
My sister was a heroin addict. And she screwed over my family really bad.
That doesn't seem like enough. How was your family?
My family's fine.
How is it that they had 2 heroin addict daughters?
Yeah.
Just luck of the draw?
I guess.
Anyway,
okay.
Listen,
well, we got some insight.
Jill, here's the deal. You need medically managed treatment. You've been going to NA. That's great. It's not been enough, and you now because of the progression of your disease, in spite of going to NA, you've endangered your life. That means it's not working. It's time to get some real help, get some professional help, and in the course of that, get the hepatitis titers, see what the situation is with your liver. Maybe it's fine. B and C are treatable conditions. Well, they can be treated anyway. And but pretty much no one's going to treat you until you've been sober 6 months. So let's get with the program, get going. You're going to need to be in a structured environment for quite a while.
All right. Good times. Justin?
Hello?
Justine.
Oh, yes. Justine. All right. I missed the E there.
Hello?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Thank you so much.
What's up, Justine?
All right. Basically, this is going to sound kind of ridiculous, but I have this friend that I met at a dance, and I got his number. It was just a school dance, and I called him, and we talked, and he's really nice, but he's really cool. He's one of those, perfect guys, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, how old? Now, you're 13. How old is he?
He's 14.
He's 14.
Yeah.
All right.
What's cool about him?
What's perfect about him?
Perfect about him.
Black fingernail polish?
He's just a total ladies' man. He's
the way he handles his peachy folder, the way Parks is chopperoo.
Yes, he's a poet, writer. He's done, I know.
He winds his beanie to the left.
Pardon?
Okay, so
anyway, I really liked him, and then I decided
Hold on a second. I like to watch phone screener Brian explain physically the jokes to junior producer Lauren. I said, he winds his beanie to the left, and then there was a little confusion, and I noticed Brian explaining the joke.
Actually, showing the beanie being spun, yeah?
Yeah. All right. Hi, Justine. Sorry about that.
All right. Also, I forgot to say thank you so much for doing everything you guys do on the show. I think it's awesome.
Thank you, Jane. You know what's nice about Justine has a nice observing side of her, she can look at herself, laugh at herself. I know this is silly, but I am.
She's good people. She's good
there
people.
I am.
I love you guys, too. All right. This is where it starts to get interesting. So I decided, all right, this guy, I don't have a chance with him. It's not that I have lowest self-esteem or anything. So I called him back about 2.5 months later, and you're going to think I'm a total psycho, but I said, hey, I said his name. I'm not going to say his name because you guys flip out when people say people's names.
Right.
I said, hi, it's me. And he's like, who's me? And I'm like, you know who I am. He's like, no, I don't. I was like, oh, I'm your guardian angel. And he's like, okay. So even though he doesn't really know who I am, we became super, super good friends. And so now I'm totally, totally into him.
Just over the phone?
Well, yeah, but I also see him at dances and stuff.
Isn't he interested in finding out who you are?
Does he? Oh, yeah, totally. He's like, yeah, we have to go hang out, and... But
he knows you also.
Yeah.
So he's going to be disappointed, you think?
Well, that's kind of why I called the show, is because I decided I'm going to see him on Friday at another dance, and I invited him as the normal me, the normal Justine, not the angel Justine.
Wow.
Yeah, but doesn't he recognize your voice?
Yeah, well, that's the weird thing. That's the thing about, like, I know, Drew, you're good at, recognizing people's voices, but, I was kind of like, guys never, like, I can call a guy one night, the next night call and be someone else. They don't even notice. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, they're
Girls
14, 15.
Yeah. So I was wondering if we could call him.
Tonight?
If I could tell him how I feel.
Tonight?
Tonight, yeah. On air.
Yeah.
I could tell him how I feel, and you guys could, like, guide me along, and, I don't know.
Or I could sit here for an hour and read my Social Security statement. You have his home number. Yes. You think he's awake?
Yeah, his parents are probably going to be called. I'll probably have to apologize and everything, but...
All right. Well, let us take a break, and we'll
talk about it amongst ourselves.
We'll convene, which means me watch Drew take a leak and eat more of these smoked almonds and then forget about it. But hang on, Justine. Hang on. I like that little spark plug known as Justine.
We'll see.
Hey, I think we'll try this.
All right.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. Everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. All right, when we left off, we're speaking to young, sparky little Justine. Justine is 13.
We also have Joseph on the phone, holding, listening.
Yeah, but we're going to talk to Justine for a second first. Justine met a guy, liked the guy.
Well, wait, no, Joseph's holding. You want to?
No.
He's holding.
I don't care.
No, I'm going to spill the whole thing before she has a chance to talk to him?
She was supposed to tell him.
Well, I'm not... okay, I won't give it away.
All right.
But I want to talk to Justine because... you're saying Joseph can hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. Good point. Here's my point, though. I'm not so sure about this Justine. It's a little too confident here.
Okay.
Why is your plan to do this with us? What do you need us for?
First of all, I listen to you guys all the time, and I just think you guys have a way of doing things that are special, like all the other hotlines.
All right, good enough. That's all we need. I just need a little answer.
Well, I'm
know what I do? Just press.
trying not to kiss up.
Hold on, just
okay. That's good. That's good. That's good.
When I like.
Here we go.
That's good.
There we
That's
go.
good.
There we
Calm
go.
down.
Okay.
Joseph.
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
It's Angel.
I know.
Did they tell you?
Yes, I did.
Who? What?
I didn't tell him anything.
Hey, Adam.
Wait.
No one told you anything.
Well, no one told him. Okay. Do you know what you're on right now?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, you're on Loveline, and...
Do we need to apologize to his parents, or we're okay that way?
Wait, what is it?
Do we need to apologize to his parents, or we're all right?
That's cool.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Adam and Drew?
What's happening there, Joe? Joe, how old are you? How old are you?
14.
14.
She only hangs out with overconfident people, seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why we got 13 up there, but all right, so go ahead, Angel.
Well, okay. How should I... Wait, Adam.
Yeah.
Help her, Adam.
How should I be original?
Well, I'm a little, first off, I got 4 hours sleep last night, so I'm a little out of it. Secondly, I'm only so interested in what goes on this show, so I was only listening with like one ear. When you told me that Joseph knows you by two names.
Yes.
And why? Well, should we tell Joseph those two names?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, those names are Angel.
Right, Joseph?
As his Angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Justine.
Yeah.
Do you know that is the same person?
Yeah.
You do?
Now he knows, yeah.
But did you know before tonight?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I thought I had you going pretty well for a while.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
I did.
all right, let's cut to the chase. Joseph, are you interested in Justine or Angel?
Yeah.
You are?
Totally.
You'd like to go on a date with her?
I don't know, I think you're just like, oh, I'm so happy. You have no idea.
Well, wait a minute. You guys have been talking for months now.
Yeah, but she was afraid to always...
I've liked you the entire time. I am like totally like...
Justine, don't give up the ship yet. Hold on a second.
All right.
Slow down.
Yeah, relax here. We're just going to get you a date
My
here.
heart's going kind of fast, and the hormones are just rising.
Yeah.
Hormones are rising, Joseph.
Play the cards a little closer to the vest there, Justine. All right, so Joseph, what do you tell us what you think about Justine?
I think she's a really great girl. I want to meet her. Just she never talks to me.
She never talks to you?
Yeah.
Well, she says she talks to you all the time as Angel.
I know. Well, yeah, she's called me on the phone. She never
tells me, but she never like lets me see her or anything.
Do you guys go to the same school?
No, we don't.
Well, next year we're going to the same school. We're going to the same high school.
Well, she was afraid that if she saw you in person, you would... She didn't know you knew her to be the same person.
I'm kind of like chunky.
Oh.
No, she knew you knew who Justine was, but she was afraid that if you found out she was also Angel, that would be the end of that.
Yeah, because I was kind of two different people. Like, Angel is me, and then for some reason, Justine, I just like...
All right, but...
Wait, Justine's not her real name. Angel's her real name.
No, Justine's my real name. It's confusing. I know. I'm even confused.
Okay, quiet down.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Yes.
If you knew Angel and Justine were the same person, and you liked Justine and or Angel, why didn't you ask her out?
I don't know.
Chunky.
Well, that doesn't sound like you're that interested.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. What is the answer to that, Joseph?
Or you can just ask her out right now and get out of this.
Well, I don't want to go out with him if he doesn't like me.
What?
Well, I don't know.
Is there some special language or code they're speaking here?
I don't like, if he doesn't like me, if he's interested in like someone else, or like it's not going to work out, then I wouldn't want to go out with him.
Joseph, you seeing anybody now?
No.
You're not?
Oh, yes, I am. Sorry.
He's so quiet.
Are you seeing Angel?
No.
Justine?
No. So you have a girlfriend then?
Yes, I do.
All right. So it's not going to work with Justine.
Right.
Okay. Hold on. Say, how do I put him on hold, Drew?
He'll go on hold right now.
All right. Hey, Justine.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Well, I'm confused.
Don't worry.
Because at first he went, great, I really want, she never lets me see her.
He was just taken by surprise.
And then it's like, do you have a girlfriend? No. Well, yeah.
Well, he just realized she may be listening.
He's you know, he gets his share around the block, you know.
You don't want to be around that, do you?
No, I don't, but I don't know what he says that's true and isn't true. Like, all the stuff he says that makes you totally fall for him, you know, so...
Like what?
Like I have a girlfriend?
No, just things that make you like a person.
All right, well, listen, I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the bottom of Joseph in about 20 seconds.
Okay.
And then whatever answer he gives, that's like a judge.
It's binding.
That's final.
All right.
You must adhere to whatever his answer is. Joseph? What'd I do here, Drew?
Joseph?
He's on.
Hear him talking in the background.
Yeah.
Wait.
No.
Joseph.
Hold on. Listen.
No.
Okay, Drew, where's the show going? Really? All right, I'm putting Joseph on hold.
You can put her on hold, too.
All right, everyone's on hold. Justine.
Yes.
Okay, Joseph said he had a girlfriend.
Okay.
And he said he couldn't go out with you because he has a girlfriend.
Okay.
Okay, you can no longer pine for Joseph.
Okay.
You can't call him up as a mystery date or anything like that.
Yes, I know
He's back?
You're I don't care.
Well, let's just get just one clarity. Come on, just one time. Get it real clear.
He just said it.
I feel very unclear about that. You're talking about Justine. Anyway.
Oh, who cares?
All right, Joseph.
Yeah.
All right, you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Well,
what's her name?
Danielle.
Okay. And
why when we first called, were you so interested in meeting Justine?
Well, because I wasn't with her when I met Justine.
Yeah, but you said you were interested in meeting her. She never let you meet her.
The guy's 14. He's got soap in his ears. Joseph.
Yeah.
You're not interested in Justine, are you?
Right.
All right.
Not as a girlfriend.
I don't know.
Okay. Stupid Drew.
Crystal.
I just punched the whole keyboard with my hand because I had to keep going back to figure out what the 13-year-old needed to say in between conversations with his mom.
All right.
Okay. Listen. He ain't interested.
No.
All right?
Yep.
Sorry, Justine. That's it. That's fine. Plenty of guys who will be. You just move on. You'll be fine. Trevor.
What's up, fellas?
You're 20.
Hey, Adam.
What's up?
Big fan of yours.
Thanks.
Kind of admire her because, you're a blue collar kind of guy.
Well, I don't know about blue collar.
You were.
Well,
I want you to keep going. I need 90 to 2003.
90 to 2003.
Now you're making over $2 million a year, I figure, if you're paying $750,000, $800,000 in tax.
Well, let's get there. Let's see what happens here.
All right, so quick recap. I got my Social Security breakdown. It said how much money I made every year since I entered the workforce in 1980.
We just finished up with a 0 year, I think.
Yeah.
You're making about $27,000.
80, yeah, I'll just
89.
Just recap. From 1980 to 1989, averaging about $4,000, $5,000 a year. So what are we in, 89? Just finished with a 0 in 88?
Right.
89? Everyone's sitting down? $22,543.
Quite a comeback.
Read it and weep. Yeah, you know what I was doing then? Earthquake rehab for the city.
Yeah.
Sitting pretty at about 19 and change an hour.
Nice.
Yeah.
With benefits?
Yeah. No.
What were you driving at that point?
Now I'm driving
at that point.
At that point, oh yeah, well that's what I mean. At that point, I'm driving a very sporty Datsun, 78 Datsun regular cab, bench vinyl seat, no headrest, no air conditioning, mini pickup truck. And,
78. Those things were not street.
They weren't mini pickups. They were micro pickups back then. You'd have to grease my ass and get a running start to get into the cab. Yeah. No. What did you say? Crew cab?
Yeah.
No. Regular cab. Crew cab wasn't even around really in like 78 or 79. But keep in mind the car's 10 years older than whatever the date is.
All right.
Moving along. Now we're moving on to 1990. $6,312. Finished up with the city. Feeling pretty good about myself. Probably did a little under the work. Still renting rooms and houses, doing this kind of stuff. Still, no dental, no medical insurance.
Under the table work at this point.
A little bit of that.
You're learning the system.
91. Now things starting to look up. 0.
Oh, my God.
0 and 91. I'm not a child at this point, Drew.
No, I understand.
It's not like I'm 19 and I'm in college or anything. Then I'm, starting to creep up on 27, 28 years old there at this point. Big fat 0. 92, $3,521. 93, pretty consistent. $3,984.
Maybe did you reach some threshold and start taking everything under the table? You figure, I can get by with this.
I made a little under the table, but it wasn't really that much, really.
Wow.
Yeah. 94. Yeah, now I'm living in La Cañada, I think.
Had a hot tub.
La Crescenta with Ralph and a couple other guys in a house up there.
I heard about that hot tub, too.
Yeah, good times. $6,442 for the year. But now, 95, I meet Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, yeah.
Start doing a little radio, this and that. And the very, very generous Trip Reeb over here at K-Rock.
Are we back at 0?
It's back at 0. No. $36,221, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to upgrade your car by this point.
Now, now I'm driving a beat-up Supra because I don't need a truck because I'm starting to get into radio, but I got the Supra about a year and a half before I completely got out of construction, so I'm still hanging wood and stuff out of the back of the car.
So we're now 8 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years.
All right, now we go to what, 96? $316,424.
That is Loveline on TV. that was more largely Loveline on television.
Must have been TV Loveline. 97, $354,661. Maybe I don't know. Starting doing the man show there.
No, not yet.
98, $543,453.
Almost a millionaire.
Yeah, almost. 99, $1,237,903. Yeah, but then it seemed to level out. And then in 2000, but I think I made more than this in 2000. I don't know, Drew, you're going to have to read this and see if this is the complete and total after a certain point. Then it's 1 million and change and 1 million and change after that, and then 202 it went up, but it's not shown there. The 202 doesn't do it.
No, not yet recorded. It says.
Yeah,
that's the one that they're looking into right now. I suspect.
Yeah, there's marshals at my house right now. All right, there you go. See, there's hope for everybody.
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I work in a warehouse. I load freaking trucks every day, making $12 an hour, which I think is pretty good at what I do.
Yeah.
And
just think where Adam was at 20, age 20.
Exactly.
Well, age 20, that would have been 80. Let's say 84, 85.
0.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Hey, Adam.
84, 9,367. That was a big year. For that decade, that about capped it.
That was biggest I had in the 80s was $9,000.
Well, no, you had 1 year of 17,000.
Ooh-wee. All right. That's why I told you the ladies loved me back then, Drew. You didn't believe me.
Yeah.
All right.
Adam.
Yeah,
I
Trevor.
heard you on a Stern Show about probably 6 months ago. Kathy Griffin busted you on the bus ride to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What happened with that with your wife and all that?
Wife was pissed off.
Uh-oh. Wife farting on the bus again with Jimmy or something?
No. Kathy, it's just a whole story about us we're going to the Super Bowl. I had a party bus. We stopped off somewhere in like Laguna. Some chick and her husband wanted to get on board the bus and go to San Diego. I said, yeah, fine. She asked. Then they got off the bus. Kathy made this big deal like I was inviting chicks on the bus. My wife was listening. She got pissed off.
Oh.
You know. But I don't do what you do, Drew.
Which is what?
But stick my own nose up my own anus and start crying until I flood myself. That's what you do, Drew. Not me. I told her, hey, baby, get over it. Don't make me get the Social Security income list out and read that to you again.
I'm seeing your wife slowly start to wake up.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
She's had about an ass full of your stuff.
Okay, but listen, Trevor's right. And look, if you do something wrong, you have to apologize. If you apologize for something you didn't do, it implies guilt.
Yeah.
All right. I told her, get over it. All right. I didn't do anything.
Trevor didn't ask the question.
Then I yelled at Kathy. Okay. Trevor?
Yeah.
What was that question?
Oh, it's kind of funny, but my problem is when I'm in trying to when I do have sex, I have it feels like kind of like when your hand falls asleep. That's my door.
Oh, is his penis disconnects from his body? It's not his penis.
Huh?
Maybe that's where yours goes, Adam, when you get that experience. You've said you've had that time when your penis doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, that happened in one of those 0 years, I think.
Well, I think where Trevor is right now.
Oh, he's
in his life.
making $12 an hour.
$12 an hour. That equals about $500.
You don't get your penis back until.
And, that goes a long way in Arizona too.
I hear that. L.A., New York's a lot. No, it really doesn't.
Yeah, but seriously, when you're making the kind of money I was just reading off here and living in Los Angeles, you're ass out of luck.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, what's your rent?
About $400 a month. I live with a dude though.
You have a 1-bedroom or
2-bedroom?
Yeah. See, I was paying $4 something a month in a 1-bedroom with a dude.
What year? 80? 85?
But that's the point.
All through that period.
But you were living on the coast though.
No.
What is your point? Yeah, that was in the early 80s that it was 400 and change.
It's more now, and that was in the valley in the heat.
We had to have 3 guys live in a 1-bedroom. Yeah, so it's cheaper. It's better where you are. That's probably making $12 where you are is probably like making $18, $19 out here. Wouldn't you say?
But at this point, I mean, Adam, would you ever imagine that you would clear $1 million in a year?
No.
I mean,
all right, that's enough. I'm tired of my own success. All right, I don't know.
Yeah,
what's wrong with Trevor.
in fact, those sort of numbers must have been like unimaginable.
What?
I mean, when you were Trevor's age, doing what you were doing with $3,000 a year, thinking $1 million. I mean, who is there such a person?
No, those are just weird, crazy numbers you heard about on Entertainment Tonight.
Right.
Yeah, as it turns out, it's not squat for celebrity. We're angry. Don't worry. I can't live off this.
We're angry.
We, meaning the royal we.
That's what I figured.
No, you're angry too, Drew. You're outraged. Crystal?
Yeah.
You're 19?
Yeah.
What's up?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple intimacy issues. I wrote down a couple things that I want to state. First, sometimes I think that sex is wrong, like even when I'm like trying to do it, and I feel that I'm sometimes more intimate, where I'm a little bit more liberal when I'm with people that I just like random hookups or something.
Right. That's a common syndrome that these sort of people sometimes feel that the sexual parts themselves are sort of disavowed or wicked, and the only way they can experience them if they're with people that they don't feel guilt around.
Right. So I feel like if I'm dating a guy and I'm really liking him or something, if I get intimate with him, like, you know, I just feel like I'm being like dirty.
Yeah,
or if I'm
right.
or something.
Yeah,
and I feel like,
not so, Crystal. Get over that.
Yeah. And also another thing is that I feel like, because I'm a virgin, but I feel like I have to like kind of hold that unless like no guy's gonna like me or something. Like I feel like there's like certain steps.
Slow down. Where's all this energy coming from?
I'm just nervous. That's all.
I know, but you're 19.
Yeah.
You're a virgin. Where's all these crazy thoughts? Are you religious?
Yeah, I was growing up really religious.
Okay.
So I feel like there have to be certain steps. Like,
did you have an eating disorder or something at one time?
Do I have it? No.
No. Okay.
And what religion?
Christian.
Okay. And are you less religious now than you grew
Yeah,
up?
I'm less religious now.
You feel bad about that?
Not really.
Okay. Were your parents abusive in some way?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I get. Just wholesale abuse. There's bad parts of yourself, and I'm going to keep away from
What kind of abuse?
Oh, every type of abuse.
Physical, sexual, mental?
Physical, mental, sexual.
Oh, sexual abuse too? I thought you were a virgin.
Yeah.
True. Why do you get into that? You always do that.
Yeah.
If your dad F's you, you're still a virgin. When dad F's you when you're 4, you're not a virgin? No. True. I would always get into this with Drew. I think it's weird.
You may be chaste, but listen, you know our callers consider virginity a technicality when a penis crosses the plane of the vagina. That's it, period.
No, Drew, it's what you consider a virgin.
No, I think
never consider that a virgin. I just think it's a weird distinction to make.
I just feel like if I have sex with somebody, like they're going to have that hanging over my head for the rest of my life or something.
Well, who sexually molested you?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
The super religious guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, look, I was just watching the whole thing last night on the Green River Killer, who was killing all those prostitutes up in the Seattle area. And, he killed like 50 chicks, and he was proselytizing during the day with his Bible to everybody, and going to church and feeling all freaked out. And listen, sort of hyper religious is a mental disorder. It's a mental disorder. It's a confusing mental disorder. It's better when the person just does that thing all day long with the Napoleon hat on. But your dad was just as sick as that guy.
More sick.
The
other guy's quaint.
Yeah, Napoleon didn't F his kids, as far as I know.
Not the crazy Napoleon types.
Right. Even the real Napoleon, as far as I know. Come on.
He's a goofy guy.
How dare you? Anyway, Crystal.
Yeah.
You got to get some therapy.
But the things that I've tried, and
No. I'm not even going to. That's not open for negotiation.
Yeah, you need to get
someone
in with
has been
somebody
through what you've been through. Are you out of the house?
No.
Oh my God.
My parents are divorced. I live with my mom.
All right, but your mom is the one who's just crazy enough to live with this guy.
Yeah.
Marry this guy.
She's not all that. She's not all there.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Okay, you need to get a job, fight to keep it, move out, get independent, and get some therapy, and start getting your life in order.
It's like you always ought to be in some therapy, really. With that
and you have to. You're an adult now, unfortunately.
What should I do about this now? Like,
here's the great news is
about this now, because I have a boyfriend, and he wants to get that kind of close, but I can't explain it to him unless he'll think I'm like psychotic or something.
All right. The good news is that you're able to have a relationship with quality people. You don't just go after and become attracted to a-holes, which is what often happens with this kind of history. So you're capable. It's just you're not totally available to those relationships when you get involved with one of those guys.
Yeah.
If you can't, what?
Let me. I mean, could you screw up your kid if you sat down to put a battle plan together to F up your kid to, it'd be sort of zealot religious and then sexual abuse?
Yeah. It'd be see Crystal's life.
Could there be anything worse? I mean, in terms of scrambling your kid.
Yeah, a little physical abuse in there.
All right, but let's say you can only pick 2.
That's a good combo.
Thank you. Let's call it the ACE combo.
Yeah, the ACE, yeah.
Right. Okay, so she is doing relatively well considering where she's from.
She's able to have these relationships with quality people. That's a good thing. The fact that she can't be totally abandoning sexually and all that stuff.
Fine.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
we'll
listen,
take that.
I don't like people living in the same house they were sexually abused in when they're 19.
We don't know that she's in the same house. She was with mom that moved away from the dad.
Well, they got divorced, so dad could have been out of there. Crystal,
Yeah.
you in the same house?
No, but I do keep in contact with my dad. I do. Like, I've actually, because I just feel like he's my father. Like, I actually sat down with him a year ago, and I asked him why.
What'd he say?
And believe it or not, he just looked at me. He says, "I thought that you wouldn't remember."
Well, then what?
I'm not kidding. It's
That's
not
a good
joke.
one.
It was pretty bad.
That's fine. Well, you did remember. Now what? What did he say then?
And he was just like, "I'm really sorry," and I'm sorry. That's it. Because I love my dad. Like, I keep in contact with him.
Yeah. No, that's great love.
No. But I'm not trying to be all the way around him. I'm sometimes
part of the healing of this is being able to forgive people like this. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not going to be resentful and blame my parents for my problems.
but you've
I'm trying to get over
sacrificed.
them.
It's all a lot of things you say are really healthy, Crystal. But you've still sacrificed a piece of yourself. There's a piece of yourself that you keep sort of walled off and disavowed, and you won't have anything to do with. And certainly won't let anybody else have a piece of it. It's not somebody you care about or respect. You got to let that part into your relationships. If you can't, then that is therapy.
All right. Well, that was a good, honest answer by Dad. I know you'd remember. But it's like saying, why'd you commit the crime? I didn't think I was going to get caught. That's all that is. Still, one wildly effed up guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So listen, again, people that are hyper-religious, let's just start treating them as folks that have a mental condition. Thank you. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-101. Listen, I know we haven't taken a call tonight.
None.
But
I have
listen,
four calls.
Okay, but listen.
Your teeth.
I want to get back onto this heavyweight versus lightweight thing. Producer Ann brought up a good point out in the hall.
I think you're having seizures tonight.
I'm just a little fired up lately, that's all. I want the heavyweight designation on my driver's license. Just like right next to the donor sticker.
Well, you said out there in the hall, we developed the Bull Taco pylon test, right? We ride a mini bike through some
pylons after a six-pack in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But here,
Tall boys?
Here's what I want to know seriously, Drew. Okay. Would you agree?
Seriously.
Okay, but hold on a second.
All right.
Would you agree to this?
I'm agreeing to the whole. You're heavyweight. You're a heavyweight.
Well, forget about me.
I'm going to go create a designation for you.
Forget about me. Forget about me. Let's just look at it this way. Somebody is 6'2", and they're 190 pounds, and you take 10 guys that are 6'2" and 190 pounds, and you give all 10 of those guys 5 1-ounce shots of vodka within a half-hour period. Mm-hmm. Could you agree that those 10 guys may act differently or have different degrees of intoxication?
In fact, sons of alcoholic fathers have been proven to be resistant to the intoxicating effects of alcohol.
Or, listen, let's face it, anyone has 5 shots of vodka, they feel it, but there is a wide margin of how it affects you.
The males who can drink their friends under the table is a marker for alcoholism.
Right.
Those are the ones with the gene.
God bless them. So here's my point, Drew. But in the eyes of the law, the 6'2", 190-pound guys, all 10 of them, that all consume the same amount of vodka in the same time, would all be over the legal limit of 0.0 whatever.
Yep.
But if one group or one person had the ability not to feel the intoxicating effects of that alcohol, then wouldn't that make a huge difference in the way they operated a car, for instance?
Yes, so we should have the heavyweight range.
And we should have the lightweight range, because 0.08 is too high for my mom. I mean, my mom has a glass of champagne, and I wouldn't let her drive a moped to get the mail.
Yeah,
she's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, once we figure this out, then couldn't we get that on my license? And then when I got pulled over and I blow 0.15, I'm still fine.
Yep.
And couldn't I use this in court if I ever got pulled over?
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think I could. I could argue.
Why not?
I could argue that 0.08 is some sort of random, arbitrary number, and while that, just like 100 pounds would be too much for a lot of guys to lift off the ground with injuring himself. Not a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
it just should be a higher mark for him.
You're
He's
right.
stronger.
You're right.
And if I can prove that I can get to .08 and be more functional or pass whatever the test is that involves whatever, then how come I got to pay?
Yep, I think you're right.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you very much.
You're a heavyweight.
I want it on my license, Drew. I really want to work on this. Robert?
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Yesterday, I went out just on the spur of a moment with one of my friends, and I got my tongue pierced. Now, the thing is, my 3 roommates, they all think that is one of the gayest things in the entire world.
Well, it's a little fruity for a guy, but who cares?
But not super gay.
Not super gay. It's not. I don't even look at it as gay, really. I just look at it as sort of weird.
Energy, yeah. It's energy.
Yeah. The nipple ring worse. Actually, nipple ring is just weird, too. 2 earrings, gay. Yeah, in the ears.
Yeah.
Earrings in the ears?
No, I don't have any. The tongue's the first one.
All right.
All right, well, there you go. Good times. Make sure you take care of it properly. Do all the mouthwashes and stuff.
It's
Those things,
not going to affect your career as an auctioneer?
those things get infected, and there have been now cases of brain abscesses from the tongue.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy.
Mr. Personality.
People are quick tonight. Yeah? James, 21.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Adam?
Oh, my mouth hurts because I have a 22 slug in my
about
jaw.
That .08 thing. I once got a DUI with a .03.
You did?
Yeah, well, zero tolerance. I went in 21.
Oh.
Which brings me to my question. You hear funny things in jail, right? Well,
sure, yeah.
I heard something. This is kind of up, you know, Adam, you're cool and whatnot, but this is something that I think you're probably going to get a kick out of. My question is, can you really give a girl like an instant orgasm by shocking her with a battery?
No.
No?
No.
So it's kind of like that little 9-volt thing. You put it to your tongue and it tickles, so it wouldn't tickle a girl anymore if you...
It might tickle her, but that's not how orgasm is achieved.
If you gave it to her downstairs, you mean?
Well, what would happen if they put it on your penis?
Well, I don't put it on my penis.
All right, but just what if? It's the same, the clitoris and penis are the same basic...
Well, I don't do that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is my penis isn't wet, you know, and...
Right.
Neither is the clitoris, necessarily.
Well, let's say the vagina does get wet. Would it conduct it that way?
I don't know. It tickles your tongue, don't it?
Yeah. I'm asking Dr. Drew.
What do you mean we'll conduct it? It's soft tissues...
Well, here's what I'm saying. You take that... Have you taken the 9-volt, put it on your tongue before?
No.
Really? Really? Never done that? Show hands. Who's put the 9-volt on the tongue? Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. I got about half the peanut gallery has.
Two.
Huh?
Right? You have to have two. You have a current. You have to have positive, negative.
Yeah. Well, 9-volt has it on the same end of the battery.
I see.
And so when you press it on your tongue, I guess your tongue is sort of a conductor. It's wet, and the current goes between the negative and the positive side. So it wouldn't do it if you put it on your forearm, but if you put it on your tongue, it's a way you can tell if the battery has any juice in it. Boy, Drew, I'd like to write a book about the things you haven't done.
I know. It's sad.
People write books about things they have done, but I'd like to write a book about the things Drew has done. It'd be about 1,100 pages or so.
It would.
Big almanacs. Boom.
Epic.
We did dedicate the first 750 pages to the movies you hadn't seen. So you put your tongue on the thing, and you get the buzz. Now, if you put that thing on your vagina, it's sort of mucosal down there, right? It probably would conduct something, right?
I think your penis would, too.
Well, if your penis is not moist.
It just have to be closer together. It just wouldn't conduct as far.
No, it needs the actual moisture.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the...
Conducts better.
Well, it not only does it conduct better, it just conducts, period. It's sort of like getting a shock.
Okay.
You know, that's the way it travels, is the moisture. Would not work on your nose or your forehead at all.
Not sufficient current, right?
Yeah, doesn't feel like anything. All right. So we could try that?
On the vagina, sure.
Okay.
But be that as it may, that is not what triggers an orgasm in female. I mean, running a current across the clitoris, no.
Figure most things you hear in prison.
Suspect.
Good choice of words there, Drew. Taylor?
Yes.
You're 21?
Taylor is a heavyweight.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that too. But are you that way with marijuana also, Adam?
No, it's lightweight, complete.
I get pretty good and stoned pretty easily.
Okay, why can't I?
I don't know.
Like, I probably the fewest amount of hits that I've gotten high off is probably 20.
And you know what? By the way, Taylor.
Yeah.
When I get my designation for the for my heavyweight on the license, it has a little booze bottle, has a little pill, little prescription pill, but the bong will have an X in front of it. Like, this guy's not a bong, he's not a pot heavyweight.
Well, you don't have to have the X. You just have the little insignias there for the ones that you are heavyweight for.
Yeah, you get the stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've earned my merit badge in prescription drugs and
pills,
booze.
Yeah, pills and drugs.
Right, but I don't have the pot one. So technically, if I get pulled over and I'm stoned, I'm just like one of you guys. I don't have the heavyweight designation for that. Let's be fair, Drew.
Yeah, well.
Okay. It's 20 hits before you get high.
And I've been smoking probably for about a year, and about probably 2 months ago, pretty much cannot get high at all.
What's a pot brownie do? Do you ever eat a pot brownie?
Yes, in fact, actually, I make pills.
You make pot pills?
Yes.
For what?
Basically the same thing, huh?
Do you like pot?
When I can get it to work.
Well, why are you so hell-bent on getting pot to work when it doesn't seem to be your drug?
Thing, right.
I don't know, because when I do get it to work, I really like it. But it takes a lot of effort. And
I know, but...
isn't it supposed to have a reverse...
Hold on, quiet down. Drew, isn't this a little sort of suspect to you that she seems to be working so hard for the pot?
Yeah.
Now, either she's overstating it, or she's got a problem.
Yeah. Or she's trying to keep up with somebody or something,
Well, she's making pot pills? I mean, again, why all the energy?
Right.
Taylor?
Okay, first tell me why it's not working, though.
Because pot is a neuromodulatory substance, and it is very different person to person. Some people get these tremendous euphorias, and that's all they can think about for many years to come. Other people get panic attacks and paranoid and don't really get much. And some people get, like you, nothing much in either direction.
And why would it have stopped working all of a sudden?
It tends to, as time goes along, the positive effects tend to go away.
Really?
Yeah, it gets more difficult to get high power.
You've done enough. You've done so much of it, too.
Yeah, a lot.
Tell me about your pot pills that you make.
Yeah, what about them?
She's a Mormon, too. Maybe she's sort of got a score to
What do I got? What do I answer with? We got to do 5 goddamn rounds of questions or anything. Tell me about the pot pills that you make. What about them? I don't know. Tell me about them.
Like how they work or how I make them?
Whatever.
It's basically the same as a pot brownie.
Right. All right. Yeah, I know how they work. I'm doing the math on how they work, but how do you make them?
You just grind up the pot into a fine powder and mix it with the oil, hot oil, and it bonds to the oil or whatever, and then you just let it cool and pack it into gel packs.
Into gel packs. So now, and what would one pill be the equivalent of? Like a joint or something? Like how much pot could you get into one pill? Well, how high would one pill get the average person?
Well, pretty high. And I had 2 friends who both took one pill. One of them made them really high. One of them, it was too much, and she was sick all day long.
Yeah.
And I can take up to like 8 pills easily.
8 pills. And why? So pill form, just because it's easier, you can take it with you?
Because it was taking too much for me to smoke it. I was worried about my lungs.
All right. All right. So you're ending up eating pot. All right. And why don't you just forget about this pot altogether? As you're making pot pills, that doesn't worry you at all? Doesn't strike you as like maybe you got a problem at a certain point?
No.
I mean, here's what I'm saying. I like my booze. I like my booze plenty. But if I got home and I was out of booze, I'd probably go to bed. I wouldn't start drinking fingernail polish. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is sort of the equivalent to that.
Are you taking other substances other than pot?
Just alcohol.
How does that affect you?
I have a really high tolerance for alcohol also, but...
Yeah. Do you have alcoholism in your family?
Sure.
No.
Oh, come on.
You got to have something. You're making pot pills, for Christ's sake.
Not that I know of. And I know.
All right, so what do you do for a living?
I'm in school right now.
Are your parents Mormon?
My grandparents are.
Okay, so that's why they don't touch alcohol, right?
Well, what about her
Right.
parents?
That is true. There could be alcoholism because,
Yes.
they don't, my parents drink, though, and they're not alcoholic.
All right. What are you, junior college?
No.
No, you know what? I don't get junior college because you're making pills. You're like a pharmacist, for Christ's sake. All right, listen, you know what? Here's what it is, Taylor, and then we got to go because, I got to complain more about my mouth. And Drew, stop me if you disagree with any of this. Sure. Taylor, you sound like a smart person. You sound like you have a high IQ, and you sound like an intelligent person. Sometimes that works against you because you're able to rationalize things. You're intelligent enough to sort of work around what could be a burgeoning addiction here.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like to me.
Yourself intellectually, there's no problem. And in fact, there's a real serious issue going on.
There is definite momentum when you're making pot pills, and it's just something you need to start looking into. I don't know why it is you don't get as high as other people. It's very random that way. Some people have orgasms, some people don't. Some people, burn when they go in the sun, and some people tan, and some people get high, and some people don't.
Yeah, it has to do with the number of receptors and how your brain responds to these different
Did being on
Right.
antidepressants affect pot at all?
No, it more just makes the antidepressants not work.
All right. So look into all this stuff and start using your powerful mind for good instead of evil.
Okay, thank
All right. All right. Good times. We'll be back. Belched up some.
No, man.
Even I don't want to hear me doing the lightning round tonight.
Oh, this might be the last night that you have some life in you for a while.
Nah, I'll be fine tomorrow. Candy stage 5. Candy stage 5. Let her know you appreciate her, fellas. I'm fat. I wear leather fanny pack. I got a frolet going. I got a bad beard that gives me a chin because I got a double chin. I wear those weightlifter pants. It's a good look.
Weightlifter pants with a leather fanny pack? That's nice.
Yeah, that's
sort of parachute pants.
Yeah, the sort of tiger stripe parachute pants with the fanny pack. That's right. It's one of these. It's what you call lose. Is the fact that you've decided to wear the weightlifter pants has necessitated the use of the fanny pack now because there's no pockets in the thing. Now you've taken the world's worst pants and the world's worst accessory and put them over those things. Some guys with
and then a tank top.
There's certain guys, or even a muscle shirt, which is the worst. That's the muscle shirt is the tank top's ugly cousin.
Okay.
That is the T-shirt with the sleeves missing, which is not a tank top. Still has the crew neck on it. There's those guys that like stuff. They like that little man purse. They like that organizer. These are the guys who have a cell phone and have the clip for the cell phone, have the holster for everything. They put their keys on a chain, sometimes retractable. But what is that attraction? Like, to me as a guy, I'm looking to get through. I'm looking at life like it's an airport.
Yeah.
I want to get through that metal detector. I don't want to be unclamping stuff and taking screws out of stuff and pulling chains and fanny packs.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I wish I had nothing. I wish I had like Drew. Oh, now I got an idea. Cell phone wallet.
Oh.
Flip that wallet open. It's kind of get smart. You're talking to it. All right, it smells like ass. I'll give it that. But, I mean, there's nothing worse than having a handful of things and thinking for a second. I have thought, geez, if I had a fanny pack, I'd put the big key ring in there. I'd put the wallet. But who the hell wants to stoop that low? Cell phone wallet.
Yeah.
Flip it open.
It'll just look like the Star Trek communicating device.
Well, no, but it holds. It's a billfold, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is good, Drew.
Yeah.
Put on vibrate. You sit on it.
Yeah.
Someone rips it off. They steal your wallet and your cell phone. Calling all nerds. Yeah, you go from... listen, here, I want to make something very clear to everyone, and we got to go to break. All these guys you see now who are into the Satan guys or the guys that walk around with the real long hair and the black nail polish and all this kind of stuff, all the cool guys, all the guys with a little too much jewelry and a few too many piercings and stuff, go back and take a look at their junior high yearbook picture. You will see world-class nerds. The cooler now, bigger the nerd. Huge nerds. And they just find something to latch on to. All right, Drew doesn't believe it.
There's
We
a
gotta
reason
take
for
a
all
break.
of it, though.
All right, we'll be back. Well, that's it. The best of Loveline, which after all is better than Loveline because it's the best. I want to thank everyone who made the show possible and say until next time. This is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.